Yusun is a very caring lecturer. He really wants the students to do well in this module. Therefore, he guides the students very thoroughly, and he's always willing to go through the extra mile to make sure that the students learn the correct concept and know how to apply the concept in the assessment.
I usually would install those bite-sized assessment. For example, I may just pop up a quiz during halfway of the class so that the student can respond. And from such quizzes, I can assess whether the student understands or not.
Therefore, in this process, he brings real-life examples, industrial cases for students to understand the concept and apply the concept, and that brings up the value in this particular subject and in this particular program.
What I do is to help students to understand how that particular topic can be related to them at the personal level. And beyond that, help the student understand how these issues can also affect at the broader level, be it at the company level or even at the national level.
Li Mei doesn't just stick to the syllabus when she's teaching her classes, and this is very helpful for those students who are keen especially to pursue future careers in research, because she actually creates research projects for them to do outside of class and has the students work on them over time, even beyond the duration of a given module.
One of the common challenges that one might face is to teach abstract concepts. So students might protest and think that abstract concepts are not relatable to them. And perhaps one of the things that they might not see is how it relates to their everyday experiences or their future practices. So one of the things that lecturers can do is try and draw links to everyday examples and then further relate it back to their future practices when they go on to do further education.
Students love Cheryl's approach to dynamic, interactive teaching. She simplifies complex theories and methods, making them easier to understand. Her classes are engaging, blending discussions and collaborative problem solving to enhance learning.
If they're talkative in class, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because when you talk about a concept, it sparks some discussions among them. They're eager to share with their fellow students.
She equips students with tools to thrive in a rapidly changing workforce.
The key is to connect them to real-life experiences and possible career paths. So I focus on connecting theories to the future career path. And sometimes you need to inject humor at appropriate time, but I'll share about my experiences, especially the failures, and they could relate to that. So that makes the topic hopefully interesting to them.
Hazelyn has enriched the curriculum by integrating her professional experience into her teaching. By bringing contemporary issues in foreign policy and regional economic cooperation into the classroom, she ensures students receive a relevant and dynamic education that prepares them for the real-world challenges.
When teaching the economic concepts of demand and supply, I often tell students to walk through the real-world scenarios together, such as identifying the relevant curves and how shifts in such curve could impact market equilibrium.
She brings the subject matter to life, sparking students' interest in global economic policy.
While foundational concepts are necessary, but it's equally important to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and real-world application so students can understand the relevance of the materials.
Edgar brings energy and enthusiasm to his teaching, which his students really love. Also, Edgar has a very broad content knowledge in the area, as well as an enormous amount of real-world experience. And it's this combination that means his lectures have a good mix of theory, of research, and also the practical application of this knowledge in the real world.
It's important to allow ourselves to just immerse ourselves into the subject matter and really give everything we've got, share our experiences. I think most importantly, tell the stories that make them, put a smile on their face.
Students really like Edgar's enthusiasm for his subject area, his ability to relate what are ultimately quite complex theoretical positions in a clear and logical manner.
And I think we all know social media is one of the major challenges that we face. So I think one of the ways I do this is to make sure that they got something to work on rather than just a pure one-directional lecture style. So more conversational, asking questions. Calling out random names is one of my favorite activities that I do to make sure that they actually, sit up and pay attention and get involved.
Prabha fosters creativity by presenting thought-provoking discussions and challenging assignments. He encourages students to question assumptions, think critically, and approach problems with innovative solutions.
I think it's important to keep students engaged. One of the things that I do is to give very challenging questions. There are no straight answers from the textbook or the subject guide. It requires a lot of critical thinking, and that will basically require them to stretch their understanding of the theories and concepts and apply that in the question.
Additionally, he emphasizes the importance of continuous learning.
To me, the key to learning is understanding. Even students might give me the right answer, I will still ask them why you say that. Because I want to understand their thought process. I don't just want memory work, because memory work you will forget. But if you understand, it stays with you. It goes beyond the classroom.
Jaba's deep passion for both accounting and teaching stands out as a key quality that makes him an excellent instructor. His enthusiasm creates an engaging and enjoyable learning experience, which helps students develop a genuine interest in the subject.
To show passion for the subject, show that you are interested in the subject and that you would actually know the subject very well, and that actually rubs off on the students.
He fosters an environment where discussions, debates, and hands-on activities are not only encouraged, but expected. This active participation makes learning more dynamic and enjoyable.
One of the challenges that lecturers would face is to get students to answer queries or questions in class. And one thing I do is to actually try and engage with them directly, talk to them, ask them specific questions, get them to be enthusiastic about it.